and I've spoken to a few comrades in this struggle and told everybody refrain from using the word something is going under something or somebody is going under somebody. Nobody's going under anybody. We're all coming together and putting our efforts, syncing everything so that we can have a one common goal, and efforts are not duplicated, resources are not wasted. And so with no apologies, the ARC is the legitimate platform that is working for the recognition of Ambazonia. And that said, we are, I don't know if I really have to state the date here, but sometime next month, the ARC is gonna be representing Ambazonia at the inaugural ceremony of Ambazonia. Did you all know that Ambazonia has been accepted into the UNPO? So Ambazonia has been accepted into the UNPO. So come September, we are sending a delegation to go and witness the inaugural ceremony, or not witness, be part or inaugurate Ambazonia. I don't think you go and witness the inauguration of your country. You go and inaugurate your country into the UNPO. And so that is one of the diplomatic pushes that we have done. And on behalf of ARC, the AGC took that project even way before they became an ARC. We constituted ARC. So I would take this opportunity, you all, to really say thank you to the folks in the AGC. I had an opportunity to be in a meeting with the AGC, and I will tell you, this group is one of the most organized, and the way they work, okay, everything is done diplomatically, democratically. They operate on the principles of democracy in AGC. So when you see an AGC person sneeze at you, they're sneezing at something you're doing that is not democratic. And so we can learn a thing or two from the AGC when it comes to democracy. So I know one of our African leaders had said we have the tendency to Africans have an affinity for people or leaders who don't know, who don't understand what they're doing. But I hope that is not going to be true for Ambazonia. I hope this is not going to remain true for us, that we are having an affinity for groups and people who don't have a vision. So we're not gonna, let's stop doing that. Let's be humble and support what works, and support people who have a vision for the restoration or the recognition of Ambazonia. Let's not be fooling ourselves and running after something that is not gonna take us anywhere. It's not a crime to do the right thing. It is not a crime to do the right thing. And we should stop giving credit to wrong things and just being so violent against the people who are doing the right thing. So this is like the way we are prosecuting this struggle. What I've seen in my little place as a mother is in the house where you have a child that is good. The good child. The tendency is for the mother to always act like she's biased towards that good child. So Dr. Choayaba, people are not really coming after you because you're bad. Sometimes it's out of frustration. You are that good child that the mother is always going to and telling you to do A, B, C, D, as if you're not doing A, B, C, D. And sometimes we don't realize, the Ambazonian people don't realize that that's what they're doing to you, okay? So, and the tendency is for the good child to just, the incalcitrant child to just go under the radar and be left alone. So, keep soaring. And no matter what goes on and all the negative statements you get, sometimes I read between some of those statements, it's out of frustration. It's not really because people don't think you are who you are, okay? People think you are who you are. People know you are the encyclopedia of revolutions. So keep soaring. And someday, everybody will come to accept that and be honest with that, okay? And like I said, it's time to face the truth. It's time to follow what is good, and it's time to accept what is good, and it's time to say, you know, you are wrong, and let's fix it. Okay. So I go make this small talk for my people. Yeah, yeah. That is who you are, and that is my opinion, and I speak for a lot of people. So when you know, and like I said, in the family or in every situation, people have a role to play. You know, when I made a video a few months ago, almost a year ago, about Mama Ambazonia living, you know, the bad Papa La République. You know, after Mami Ambazonia leave La République, he come back for Ambazonia. You know, he meet all kinds of man picking them where they say they like Mami. You know, they go take Mami, they go marry Mami, they go do this for Mami. You know. And so Mami picking them, they send money from one man country. That man, they take that money, just they play with Mami, they play around. You know, they do anything for Mami. Because he knows that Mami get picking them for one man country. They send Mami money from one man country. So this man come, just they play around, say he love Mami, he go marry Mami. You know. But we don't discover, say this man, you know, look like he really like Mami, you know, look like he want marry Mami. He like Mami, no doubt. But not just because of the money where Mami picking and send for you for one man country. That's it. You don't get any intention for marry Mami. So I think some Mami, he get picking, they don't figure out. They don't figure out where to go on. You know, when Mami get picking, they go unleash on this Papa, on this man, where he leave Mami come for village, he the fool Mami say go marry Mami. They send money, they take and chop, and they go unleash on you soon. We'll gradually take Mami from you. And we'll get an account where we send Mami money now directly inside the account. You know, it fool Mami when they send Mami money for how do you call that thing again? For MoneyGram or Western Union, it can't take an ID go cash out. It fool Mami say go help Mami, go marry Mami, all of that. So we don't find out where to go on. So when we take all that money, maybe like Mami, we don't know. But we will take all that money from Mami. We'll make them very difficult for Mami for whole money. This time Mami money will go straight for that account. We will see whether he still get love for Mami or not. So that is what is gonna happen. So yeah, nothing that way will happen. So we'll not believe any man, you know, La République don't abuse Mami. All these years, you know, mistreat it. And then he come back for village, come back for Ambazonia, say he come, you know, seek refuge. He one can reach some foolish, you know, some smooth talker, pick Mami, say go marry Mami. You know, just the look, all of a sudden we'll discover, say, now just because of money where this smooth talker like Mami, it's not be say he really like Mami. So, but like I talk, maybe he like Mami for real. When we go take money from Mami, then we'll see whether I go marry Mami. So that is what now one of the things that I want to talk today. So we're not gonna mince words no more. We're not gonna let the we're gonna support the right thing. We're gonna support what is good. We're gonna support initiatives that are taking us to Ambazonia. We'll support initiatives that are taking us to the finish line. We're not gonna support initiatives that are just euphoric, initiatives that don't have any vision. So when you have a vision, we would stand with you. And if you have a vision, you're welcome in the ARC. And if you don't have a vision, you come in the ARC and we groom you, we can get you doing something. But our vision is not gonna be an illusion. So I just had to say my piece on that one. So Doctor, I see you.
Thanks a lot, Chairlady.
Yeah.
I think Ambazonians, it's a learning curve. It's this revolution is the nursery that is going to prepare Ambazonians for governance. You know, we've been under a very autocratic system for so long that people have become accustomed to the illegalities. They worship deceit and manipulations, and it will take a while to, you know, untangle Ambazonians from that web. And I'm very sure that as the revolution goes forward, Ambazonians are becoming more mature in their perception of things. Rejecting the kind of tendencies that we are escaping from. And all of us as leaders are also learning that you cannot take Ambazonians for a ride. We are also learning that in a revolution, you cannot simply manipulate your way to power. You can't. It's a marathon, it's not a sprint. Only those who have an agenda based on careful analysis of the facts, who have a vision based on the love of the outcome, and who see themselves as simply an instrument to achieving that objective, will stay the course of time. I'm not worried. People can throw whatever they want to throw on me. I am definitely very sure the majority of Ambazonians are happy with where we are today. You get up every morning, despite that we've lost people on the ground, despite the suffering of our people in prison, despite the fact that some of them are detained incommunicado in places that we don't know. You feel pride in the fact that you have taught Cameroon one lesson they have never learned in their life. That you've taken the cry that also to the other side. That you've been able to show strength, to demonstrate power, and to demonstrate the right to possess your own country. That Cameroon will never mess with us again, as though we are a people without hope. All of these things, all of these experiences will culminate someday into a better country for all of us. Those who are negative, they play their part. Ambazonia is like a garden with many flowers. The diversity brings beauty, and we should tolerate one another, work in a collaborative way, respect the weak, the powerful, those who are not as good as we are, and those who are even better than us. That's the only way we can build a better country for all of us.
Okay. Okay, thank you, Doc. Yeah, so talking about diplomacy, and we talked about the, well, I mentioned two, precise diplomatic pushes that we're about to make, and we need support, we need financial support. And one thing that is really, this one I would mention here, we have an Ambazonian brother, a bulldozer, who has been, quiet, like we say, a mouth that is full does not talk. He's been quietly working and doing everything in his power to get us, readmitted into the UMPO. So this is, I happen to be privileged to get the information on what happened. So our, it's not, some people have said we were not, the Southern Cameroon used to be part of the UMPO before, so it's not, AGC should not take credit for doing that, and that is true. So we used to be part of the UMPO, and then the yearly dues were not being paid. The yearly dues of $3,000 or 3,000 euro were not paid, so we were dropped out. We were dropped out of the UMPO, so we had to reapply, and AGC took upon themselves to do that. So kudos to AGC for doing that, under the leadership of Dr. Choyaba and the direction of Dr. Choyaba and the leadership of Dr. Larry Ayamba, okay? So Dr. Larry Ayamba is the person who has really worked tirelessly, and he has a team that has helped him also to get this done. So let's give him an applause for that. And so we will be going to, he is, putting up a group of, a team that is going to accompany him to the to Paris, where that inaugural ceremony is going to take place. So if you're going, if you're one of those going, that is great. And if you're not one of those going, it is a big deal for us. It is a big deal for Ambazonia, and we have to be there. We're not only just going to go there and you know, and clap and see our flag hoisted. Ambazonians, our flag is going to be hoisted at the UMPO, okay? So this is a big deal. If you're not going to go, your eyes will be glued on the TV that day, and you're going to put your money, we're going to pass a basket around for you to fund that trip for those who are going. And your eyes will be glued in the TV because it's going to be it's going to be broadcasted. So the big TV networks are going to come, and we're not going to go there and stand and clap. We're going to prepare our speeches. We're going to be precise with everything we would say on that day. So this is an initiative that I really want all of us to support financially, please. And you never know who you would meet when you go to such places. And when you meet a diplomat, a potential diplomat, you know, the plate of food they eat is not just $100. You know, for some reason, the food they eat is always so expensive. So we are really calling on Ambazonians to support the UMPO project, not just because, you know, people are flying to go there. People are flying to go there and fish for Ambazonia. So I would let Dr. Choyaba explain about the UMPO project further, because he was really, hands-on with that project. Thank you, Doc.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Chairlady. You make it sound so good, and I'm glad. One of the most interesting thing about this inauguration and having our flag hoisted is that every group will be participating. And I see the communications, and I know that every group has been invited to send a delegate. So all of us are there as a people. And that's wonderful. That's how we start translating the rhetorical statements about collaboration into some practical reality. But the most interesting thing about UMPO is that when we do internationalization, when we talk about diplomacy, when we talk about getting the world to be part of our struggle, it's broad. Our admission in UMPO is targeted. It means you start going to talking to countries that have been part of UMPO before and have been recognized. And I know, Chairlady, you and Dr. Larry and the Vice President of the AGC, Barrister Stephen Bay, you people will be leading this charge. And my pointer is that we push for the recognition, because one of the greatest failures of Ambazonians in targeted diplomacy is complacency. We think simply because we are shouting about independence, a country is just simply going to sympathize and recognize us. It's never going to happen. We have to be persistent. We have to show countries that we mean business and that we are ready to govern. We have to knock on doors. If they can't open, we smash through them. And I think the event in September, there is another event in Geneva. I think Dr. Larry will be attending that one at the United Nations Human Rights Council before you people are moving for the UMPO event. It's going to be a few days of intense, targeted diplomatic opportunity that Ambazonia will be proud of. And I can assure you, I'm looking at that date and making sure I'm letting the Ambazonian Defense Forces give you the stick with which, you know, you can show the world that this is your country, this is your space, and they should recognize. So working together in terms of what you are doing, in terms of targeted diplomacy, in terms of what we are doing, in terms of the defense of the homeland, is the best playbook that we have designed in our struggle to be free from Cameroon.
Amen. And so, you know, like I said at one time, I don't remember if it was with, on this platform or somewhere, I mentioned that our struggle is no, you know, is no longer diplomacy versus self-defense. You know, they have managed to separate us at any given corner, at every given turn. They find a way to separate us, to say, you know, the diplomats are against the ones for self-defense. There's nobody for self-defense. There's nobody for diplomacy. There is diplomacy in every one of us. We are all diplomats, and as we prosecute this struggle moving forward, you know, we should all have the diplomat and the soldier ignited in all of us. So you're not going to say I'm a diplomat and I'm not self-defense, or I'm self-defense, I'm not a diplomat. So what does that mean? So are you saying when you go somewhere and you see something that would help self-defense, you say, oh no, that's not my business? So we have to read every book. You have to pick up a book for self-defense, and you have to pick up a book for diplomacy and read it, so that when you're confronted with anything, you have an answer to it. So there's no segregation no more. There's no diplomacy versus self-defense no more. We're not divided. You know, we may talk a little bit differently, but we're all brothers and sisters in the same house. So anybody who is pushing that again is an agent of division, and we bind division in our midst. I think that is dead and buried, and we're moving forward. And the unity we seek, you know, we should not seek unity with anxiety. You know, we should not seek unity with anxiety. Sometimes you give people time to get to where you are. You know, when you have a vision for something and you craft it, it's not, when that vision came to you, it didn't come to everybody at the same time. And so when you pull people to come to you, you give them time to warm up to that vision. And when they're not coming on board, it's not because they don't want to, it's because you know they need time. And so give them the time. And I would call up on the groups, on all the surrogates and all the followers of this struggle. Don't follow people, follow ideas. And please refrain from using statements that we're not united, we're divided, because we're not. You know, people, like I said, need time to warm up to ideas. You know, my vision is not your vision, but I will give you time to warm up to my vision, and I need time to warm up to your vision. That's just what it is. It's not division. So let's not pursue unity with anxiety, because when we pursue unity with anxiety, we are going to go over a cliff. Okay, so let's be patient, and the unity that we seek is going to, it has already happened, in my opinion. And like Dr. Yaba said earlier, this is the first time in our struggle that Ambazonia rose. So Ambazonia has risen. Let's now work on how we get Ambazonia recognized and stop searching for unity, which is right here in our noses. We're united. We all want the independence, and we want Ambazonia recognized. We want Ambazonia free. That is unity. So to work together, you know, like I said, it's not a walk in the park. To get people with different visions, with different emotions from Ambazonia, it's not a walk in the park. We have been in the ARC. I have watched these men fight. And I told Dr. Choya, but the day they fought and exchanged very heavy words, I told him, I said, this is a good day for Ambazonia, because I was waiting for that day when, you know, you guys will fight like brothers of the same mother, and then come back and make peace. And so those things would happen. And so we should stop echoing the voices, negativity, and echo more of positive things that happen to us in this struggle. So for brothers to fight is not a bad thing, but it's those of us who take advantage of those fights. We are excited to see negative things. When they happen, we pick them up and we run with them. They don't do us no good. They don't do Ambazonia no good. The people on the ground are not happy. And I saw a few Ambazonians watching from ground zero, I hope we are doing better now. I promised them last time that we would do better at not getting at each other's throat. I hope we're doing better. I believe we are, and it's a work in progress, and I will do my best, to see to it that we continue to strive to work together. We continue to try to work together. But when you don't get your results, when you don't get what you want, please let's be patient and don't force it. When you force it, you break it, and when you break it, it's difficult to manage. So we have the art. As you can see, this is the art. These are all the groups of the art. You see there's AGC, the Southern Cameroon Women, SCYL, Maurice, you have a Perm, you have Rowan. So my goal is for this logo to become a whole round circle, and we will get there. So my goal, our goal, and all we should all strive to make sure that circle, that whole circle becomes is filled, and we're all working together. And it's one day at a time. And it's one day at a time. So I thank you so much for your patience. And I'm doing my best. I don't do this alone. I consult with a lot of people. I work with my sisters. I talk with a lot of people on the background. So it is not easy. We have seen this before. We went from Morris to Skakov, and then we have ARC now. It's not about running around and forming stuff. It's about working day and night, putting in efforts and being patient and and tolerance with each other to get to where we want. It's not just mentioning it and saying it and then it happens. It's a work. You were dealing with all kinds of emotions, and tolerance is key. So that is where we are, and I'm begging for us to be patient and don't rush into doing something that is so precious. Thank you so much, Doc.
Thanks a lot for that. I think you are correct. It takes a while to build a collaborative platform, and sometimes there are entrenched positions based on the differences in strategy. But I think within ARC, though there are differences between the movements, we've been able to work in those areas that we agree, and that's what we are talking about, collaboration. And I know at this particular moment, we are talking across the board. We're talking, before I came in here, I had a few seconds discussion with Dr. Sako. A few days ago, I had a long discussion with Comrade Bowie. And it was fun. It was really nice. I and you, we talk probably every 48 hours. And I'm very confident that these conversations is going to bridge the gap between us. I know our people have a wrong conception of the notion of unity. We come from a system that is hierarchy in nature, one overlord who governs everybody. They are not used to the multiple centers of power approach to governance, which is the one which is sustainable. And it will take a while, it will take a lot of education, a lot of explaining to let our people know that the time of the king that rules everyone is over. We are going to have multiple centers. What we should strive to do is to avoid duplication. So that if you are going to for the recognition of Ambazonia somewhere, I am not going to the same place. That we are talking about that process, and we can support each other. Ambazonia must come to recognize there will be multiple centers of power in this revolution. Going forward and beyond the stage where we are governing ourselves. That is the way we can hold each other accountable. They must kill in themselves that notion of the powerful overlord that rules everybody with one set of principles. No, there will be people who oppose certain practices. What we should not do is to come online and start bashing one another. We should mitigate that through background discussions, through understanding. And we should stop being opportunistic. Each time we want to be opportunistic to override others, to spur the anger in people, and they run around throwing punches. So let ground zero know. Today alone, from yesterday till today on ground zero, we were able to coordinate more than 25 brigades from across the entire territory. They were able to connect. I'll give you an example. When we saw pictures the other day of dead Ambazonian Defense Forces, there was an outcry. 2 hours, we were able to establish that those were old pictures, probably staged. And now there is an attack on an Ambazonian brigade anywhere within the territory, the general is informed. And once we saw this picture, the first thing was put out, and no cable had reached his desk to show that it was an attack on any brigade anywhere. That is the network of collaboration that is exercised by people who do not even have the tools like we have here. And so we want to sit out here. I want to know what Bo Herbert is doing. He gave me a detailed briefing of his ideas, his concepts. And we talked about it. And we laughed about the beauty that we emerged from that discussion with. We have just talked. I see people discussing about the inauguration, the input. Dr. Yamba sends a document within a few moments. It is edited by different people from different platforms. That is the high sense of collaboration we are talking about. The other time, I'm telling Dr. Sako, I need to wear you a monk on traditional dress, and you teach me how to wear the Bakure outfit. That is the kind of sense of humor that we can build amongst ourselves to bridge the gap that has so much divided us. And I think it has been artificial. And I think, Chairlady, you are doing quite good. And we look forward to your leadership as we move forward to holding the kind of consultative and collaborative meetings that will, institutionalize these forms of collaboration amongst the leaders and give our people hope that this journey is going to be very short.
Amen. Yeah. And thank you, Doc. And as we work towards such consultative talks and collaboration, there are just a few words that I just find to be, and I said that earlier, the word coming under, it has a very negative connotation to it, and the person making the statement as well as the person receiving it, I don't understand what they would mean by somebody coming under somebody. Mama Ambazonia did not, she had all of us, and all of us should see ourselves as the same. And she has a very particular, all of us have a role to play in getting our mother, getting Mama Ambazonia free and recognized. So no one should be seen as coming under another one. We should all be seen as working together under, if we're coming under anything, it's under Mama Ambazonia. And if we are humble enough to see ourselves, like that, that's the best way we would prosecute this struggle, where the only person over us is Mama Ambazonia, and we're all working under her to get her the freedom that she needs. So I really call on our brothers. I've spoken to a few people, and the word under is not, to me, it's a negative, a negative word when it comes to working together in a collaborative platform. And it also, it probably stems from what you said earlier about where we came from, where, we have lived 56 years under a government that sorry about that. had a call coming in, a government that represented everybody. You know, we were all united. We're all told that we're under the government. We're united, but in that unity, only a few were more united than others, and that's where we find ourselves today. And I hope, you know, moving forward, you know, let not Ambazonians ever want such a unity for themselves, because such a unity is what brought us here, and as we fight, we should run away from such a unity also. All righty. Okay. So over to you.
Yes, I'll probably give my last word, and I'll leave you on your platform alone to drive the show. Now, this is what I like to tell Ambazonians. Cameroon has lost grip of our country. All attempts that is being orchestrated on the ground with the Munzu Tumi approaches must be rejected by Ambazonians. One of my top advisors told me something very unique. We have struggled for this long to internationalize our struggle. We fought and bled on the ground to make sure the world knows that there is Ambazonia. And it is shameful that someone like Cardinal Tumi and Dr. Munzo will try to collaborate with the system to make this struggle again a domestic affair under the authority of Cameroon. We had a brilliant gentleman also from the circle of the churches who was bold enough to present our case at the US Congress. Cardinal Tumi is highly connected. That's a cardinal. Watching our people being killed on the ground, watching villages being bombed, wiped out completely from the face of the earth. And he doesn't use that authority to talk to the Vatican. He doesn't use that authority to talk to other cardinals in the world. The pussyfoots around to go hold a conference in Boya is an abuse of the intelligence of Ambazonians. It's an attempt to usurp our struggle. And Ambazonians in their collective majority must reject that with every strength and iota of energy that they have in their blood. We have not fought this hard, bled this much, to allow a few opportunists at an opportune moment to want to hijack this struggle and hand it over again to Cameroon to adjudicate it as though it was a domestic affair of Cameroon. It will not happen. Not in our capital, not this time, not when our people are being shot at point blank range. And as I said, and I don't mince my words, we got guns now. And we have our way, people shoot our way through this revolution against every collaborator and every enabler. We expect Ambazonians of good standing to speak on behalf of Ambazonia, to consult with the leaders of Ambazonia, and to make sure every decision they make reflects the collective aspiration of the Ambazonian people, which is to have a free country of their own. Ground zero fighters. You may be carrying den guns. You may be carrying sticks. You may be carrying nothing. You may be carrying just your bare body. But you are the instrument through which Ambazonia is going to be free. You have humbled Cameroon thus far. You have bled them in our villages. You've made our cities ungovernable. You have to persist. You have to press on your advantage to make sure nobody, no event, no activity in the name of an election, in the name of any conference, takes place within the territorial space of Ambazonia without the consent of the Ambazonian people and an explicit statement from the leaders of Ambazonia. We have done well thus far, but we must continue in that spirit, collaborate on the ground as fighters, where you can back up brigades that have been do that. Everyone fighting under the flag must be supported and defended. We trust in your capacity and we make sure that we provide the kind of leadership that will make you proud. Good night. Goodbye, Ambazonians.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Doc. I know it's late for you. Go and get some rest and keep soaring. Thank you so much. Okay, Ambazonians. So I think this broadcast would we'll go ahead and end the broadcast now, because if we have questions, no, I mean, if he's gone, if somebody to take the platform like I did last time, we may take 30 more minutes to do that. If you want to request to join, you can go ahead and do that. Okay, let me see. Okay, so I don't see that anybody is requesting to go on the platform and make a statement about anything. So I'm thankful again for everybody that joined in today. And okay, yeah, I thought somebody was saying something. I'm thankful again. You know, thank you all who came in today and supported our talk in this platform. I hope what was said today, like I said, I prayed God earlier to bless my mouth, and I hope everything that I said today came from my mouth, the mouth that was blessed by God, and I hope it's for the glory, in the glory of His name, and it will go to help free Mama Ambazonia. So thank you, God. God bless us all. Go forth and be ambassadors of Mama Ambazonia. Thank you all for watching, and have a blessed day. Bye-bye.
on you.